little bit past midway maybe on the pages. Resolution 2405. It deals with the Clarksville Transit system. Second paragraph there, specifically the budget revisions, which is common and ordinary and happens every year. When the documents are first produced, they're just good planning, general numbers. And as funding comes in, most of the time the dollars go up, so it's a good thing. But again, we do this annually and sometimes several times a year. Specifically, again, the tip change number 5 is associated with the capital maintenance, FY 20, excuse me, 24. They're changing the specific funding 5307 from 150 up to 392, and at 25 they've increased the funding from 150 to over $500,000. Number 72 on the transit buses. Again, FY 24, and the source of the funding is the 5339 funds, just over $500,000 there. Also, 5307 funds, $1.5 million. FY 25, 2.5. Oh, that one went down to 2.1, and then in 25 under the 5307 from 1 million, an increase up to 2 million. We received no public comments at this time. The transit projects are exempt from air quality conformity, thank goodness. The TCC members do acknowledge that the TIP must be financially constrained and agree said actions are appropriate. Therefore, the executive board adopts this amendment, CTS number 3, to be made part of the 23-26 TIP. Your following pages, Jill always gives you the new page that reflects, if you go down there, you'll see the 24 and 25 years and the sources of funding and the new dollars, which were listed in the resolution. Turn the page is the old page. Page number 3 is that second amendment, second part of that amendment. Again, it's got the dollars reflected in the resolution. Continuing on, you've got a table format. Oh, if you go down to what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, you start getting into FY 24 and 25 with sources funding. Again, these new amended totals are reflected in the table. And then, of course, Mr. Mike is here to answer all the specific questions.
Okay, thank you, Stan. I'll entertain a motion in a second in favor of Resolution 24-2005.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Thank you. Mike, you got anything to add?
It's basically buses. The first one is we put out a placeholder every year of 150,000, just so we have an idea of what we're going to try to budget, and then when the awards come down, then we can put the real numbers in there. The good news is we're hoping to get a few more buses. The even better news is we got 6 vans yesterday for the first time in 4.5 years.
Hallelujah.
So we actually have some new equipment rolling in, and hopefully the dollars for the maintenance will start going down, because right now the dollars for maintenance keep going up because we're trying to keep the older stuff on the road.
Okay, you heard the explanation. Any comment or question about this resolution? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Anybody wish to abstain, like sign. This resolution is adopted. Final item, or next to final item, is item number 4, review, discussion, adoption of Resolution 2024-06. Mr. Williams, please explain.
Mr. Chairman, again, this we do on an annual basis. Resolution 2406. This is authorizing for an application for a grant on the transit side to 5303, which, like what we just talked about, but this is dealing with the state of Kentucky. 1, 2, 3 paragraphs down. It's required for the applicant of the grant to pertain to all provisions of the Civil Rights Act. Next paragraph, it's also required to comply with the sections of the Rehabilitation Act of 73. It's required to comply with sections 53.3, paragraph B. Also, next page over, I'll skip the 3rd page of the resolution. Again, this is the applicant is authorized under Kentucky statutory authority to apply for such grants and to assist in the implementation of the transit system. Of course, here it's Clarksville Transit System, the planning dollars. Midway down, again, approved by the applicant's governing board. That's you, the TCC, the 8th day of February. Glad to answer any questions.
Okay, you've heard an explanation. I'll entertain a motion in a second on Resolution 6.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Thank you. Any comment or question regarding this resolution? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Anybody wish to abstain? This resolution is adopted. Thank you. New business. Any member of the MPO wish to make a comment or announcements? You're recognized.
I've got one. Thank you, Chair. So the Coordinating Human Services Transportation Plan update, we actually have a kickoff meeting scheduled for the end of this month, Tuesday, February 27th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the GNRC's offices in Nashville. I sent out a calendar invite as well as an email. I'll check in with CTS as well as KYTC at the end of this meeting to make sure you guys got that. But that's when our kickoff meeting will be for our steering committee that will guide the development of the plan. We anticipate being finished and completed with the plan around end of July, early August.
Okay, thank you. Any comment or question regarding that announcement? Anyone else wish to be recognized? Mr. Williams?
Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Mr. Thomas.
Your name was called.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the staffing situation with KYTC. Jared Jeffers, who has been working with this MPO as the liaison for some time now, is actually going to be the statewide bike and pedestrian coordinator. So at least for the time being, I'll start representing KYTC as the MPO liaison again for the Clarksville MPO. And also wanted to give a brief update on the status of our 6-year highway plan. That has been, the recommended version developed by KYTC has been submitted to the legislature for review and approval. And it is currently undergoing that process as part of the budget process. So hopefully sometime soon they'll have a final version that we can proceed with, starting with the new fiscal year. I apologize, I didn't have a chance to look at it for projects within this MPO area, but it is available on our website, so you can take a look at it. And like I say, the legislature has the final approval authority for that. So you know, what ultimately gets approved, it may not be exactly the same as the recommended version, but hopefully that will be determined in the near future.
Good, thank you for that information.
Mr. Chairman, talked to Thomas right before the meeting. We've got two projects, Oak Grove's 911, between Fort Campbell Boulevard in front of the casino down to 115, and then I-24, we talked about it last time, some of the maintenance money in there. And then 115 from north of Oak Grove up to Pembroke. We just got that southern portion in here, but long story short, we've got two and a piece of a project in there. Keywords is in front of the legislatures is probably going to change. Hopefully those projects will stay. At the next meeting, hopefully I'll have a good report on the Kentucky projects.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams.
No
Any other?
guarantees, I said hope.
All right. We have you on the record guaranteeing it. Okay. Any other comment or question? Is there any member of the public that wishes to address the board? Seeing none?
Jay or John in the back? Any good news?
No, we're here, just, if you have any questions for us, happy to answer.
Stan keeps calling you out, you know. All right, anybody else wish to address the MPO board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Without objection, we're adjourned. Jill, where's lunch? All right, Bob and Weave some more.
Gentlemen, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you, sir.
Nice short meeting.
We talked with a contractor, a vendor, and they had 100 of them. It took about 3 months to get them, but we did have the ramps changed and a few little things changed on them. But it was about 3 months.
Okay.
Initially, initially it was gonna be a year.